Hey guys, welcome back here to the Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys checking out today's video and spending some time with me. Got a little on the water video today, not necessarily showing you how to fish on the water, but I'm on the water doing the video. And I want to talk about something that's like very pertinent to today that I'm out here on the water right now fishing. And that is how when you get a nice day in the wintertime, it's time of filming this video, we're still in the mid part of February, so it's sort of the wintertime. But when you get a nice day this time of year, the fishing usually sucks. And I want to explain to you guys why that is and maybe a couple things you can do to sort of counter that. So we're going to get into that in today's episode here. Also, guys, two quick things I'd like to remind you of. Anybody interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me, just go to my Facebook page, Intuitive Angling with Randy Blaukat. I changed the name. Shoot me a private message for details. And also, guys, quick reminder about Tackle Warehouse. They got their big spring fishing sale going on right now. 25% off on a bunch of stuff on the website. So if you're interested in getting some tackle for the spring, I'll have my link in the description for Tackle Warehouse in the video here. And if you use and bookmark my Tackle Warehouse link, that's a good way to support Intuitive Angling, and I really appreciate that. Okay, I wanted to do this video today because I'm out here today. It's beautiful. It's close to 70 degrees February. Water temps are still pretty cold, and fishing's really tough. And this is very typical. This is not anything unusual. And I've seen it forever, guys. I remember back, when I first started bass fishing, first started going to the lakes like in the late 70s, anytime that, we got the weather forecast was supposed to be nice for the weekend, I got real excited because, oh man, I'm going to be able to go fishing in January or February, and it's going to be nice, and probably fish will be biting. And it always has disappointed me, and it always has. It's like when you get a really nice day like we have right today where it's warm, yet the water temperature is still cold, you can bet that the fishing is going to be pretty tough most of the time. Now let's explain a little bit why that is and maybe some things you can do about it. First of all, there's what is called fake water temperature. And the fake water temperature would be like, say we're in the back of this cove right here. Now, let's say by this afternoon, there's not much wind back here and the sun's been beating down on the shallow water in the back. It might be, 5-6 degrees warmer than the main lake. But the real water temperature is the water temperature like when you put your boat in first thing in the morning, usually somewhere on the main part of the lake. That's indicative to the real water temperature, not like the fake water temperature of afternoon radiation and heating that, heats the water up, shallow water real quick. So here's why it's tough. We as humans, being warm-blooded creatures, we think that just because we feel the warmth of the sun on our skin, that everything around us does too, the rest of the wildlife and everything. And that's not the case because bass are cold-blooded. And the water temperature, like right now, even though the air temperature is 70, the water temperature is still in the low to mid 40s here. So the bass don't react to it like you think they would. And that is why when you get out here on a nice day like today, you're thinking, well, man, maybe I can fish a little bit faster. Maybe I can pick up a crankbait and cover some water with this warmer water. And it usually never pays off because, again, the fish's metabolism have not adapted to what your metabolism is being outside in that warm air. That's why it's usually a disappointment. So what you have to do is when you have a nice day like this, where it's really warm, just pretend it's not and start fishing where you think the fish would be in their winter patterns, because that's where they're at. And unfortunately, and this is one thing that has always been a mystery up until, spotlighting for bass came about, most of the bass live suspended offshore in the wintertime. That's just where they're at. They're out there roaming around chasing those big shad schools, little wolf packs here and there, bigger schools. And a lot of these fish, you think that they would be on that nice looking point right there. They're not. They're probably out in the middle of that creek out there swimming around, even though it's nice out. So this is one of the problems you have with it. Okay, now here's one piece of advice I'll give you guys about how you can catch some fish normally on a nice day if it's like this. Don't fish fast reaction baits. That's a big mistake. A lot of times you think you can pick up a jerkbait or a crankbait or a chatterbait or a spinnerbait and take advantage of this warming water. You're going to probably be disappointed most of the time. The best thing that you can do when you have a warm day like this is, like I said, pretend it's cold and pick up some type of a slow bait. Pick up a jig, pick up shaky head, Ned rig, Texas rig worm, something like that, and fish slow, sort of in those medium depths, sort of that 5 to 15 foot zone. Normally that's going to pay off more than, you know, trying to fish the conditions here, because it's very seldom will, I'm not saying all the time, because there's occasionally times that it probably would work, but most of the time it's not going to. So it's sort of one of those paradoxes that exists in fishing that we fully don't understand. One of those things about, you know, bass are just a mystery, which they need to be. I mean, that's a good part of fishing. So anyway, guys, it's always nice to be out on days like today, because you can probably, I don't know how many times we've been fishing. It's like, man, it's a beautiful day out here. It's so beautiful. And you're just fishing and you're not catching anything. That's just the way it usually goes. So anyway, guys, I hope that made some sense for y'all, and hope maybe you can use that to your benefit at some time. And we'll check in later. See you guys.